Welcome to this Moksha Yoga video, starting in Tadasana, finding your steady position. We're going to drop our hands to our knees for a standing cat-cow. On your inhale, drop your tummy, looking forwards, exhaling round, pushing the feet into the mat. On an inhale, drop the tummy, find that curve, looking upwards, exhaling to round, finding your cat here, and again moving into cow pose. It's just a little bit different from doing it on your hands and knees. And the final cat, just really pushing into the ground here. And inhale, coming to stand, arms reach long through the spine. Exhale, coming down into Malasana pose. So sinking down here, think long spine. Keep leading to the crown of the head, away from the tailbone. Just finding your steady gaze here, your drishti. Noticing how tight you are today, or how comfortable things feel. Taking the hands behind you, take this slowly, coming back into reverse table. You'll need to bring the feet in a little bit more, so heel toe them together so they're about hips width apart. You can take the head back, or you can face the face forwards so that you're not cranking the back of the neck if it's uncomfortable. And pushing into the hands and feet, trying to keep the body in as straight a line as possible. It doesn't have to be straight. Bringing the head forwards, dropping the hips back between the hands and into a raised staff, and then gently let the hips come down. Staff pose, Tadasana. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, twist to your left side and bring the arms to a T if you can. The shoulders might feel a bit tight here. It's okay, mind you. We're working on a twist through the core. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, twist to the right side. The arms are sort of the finishing decoration here. Think more about the core and the spine and this twist above the waist. Inhale, come through center, face your toes. Exhale, hands down by the side of your hip. Press into your hands and your heels and bring yourself back up for another reverse table. Just take your time. You don't have to come up into this reverse table. Just listening to your shoulders and slowly lowering the bum down, and walk the hands a little bit closer and lower down onto your back. Knees are bent if you like. And then we're going to draw our right knee towards our chest, interlace the fingers on the hamstrings, and extend your foot up to the ceiling. So this is that big leg stretch. Use the breath to access the back of the leg here, and perhaps noticing how tight the back of the leg is. If you want, let's lift the shoulders and the head coming towards the knee. It's a little bit of a tummy crunch. I'm not holding on to my leg as much as it looks like. It looks like I'm using it like a tree to climb up, but I'm just sort of holding it in place, not using it to lift. My core's doing the lifting here. Switching over, let the right leg go back down, left knee comes up, and then extend that foot towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. Interlace the fingers on the hamstring. Do that for support. And then having a little lift here through the shoulders, the upper torso lifts. Imagine nose to knee. And then gently releasing that one and letting the left leg go down. Drawing both knees towards you now. Interlace the fingers on the hamstrings. And if you like to rock back and forth along the spine, so up and down the spine, then do. If you don't like doing that, roll to your side and come up to sit, and then rolling forward into table pose. So find your table pose. Hands stacked beneath the elbows, beneath the shoulders. Inhale for cow pose. Exhale through for cat. Taking your time to just examine the back here, the hips, the shoulders. And I've added, this is optional, inhale through to cow. When you exhale, push into the hands and the backs of the feet and lifting the knees just a little bit. This is an optional extra in your cat-cows. Inhale, moving through cow pose. Exhaling, coming into this lifted cat. Just a little bit of strength through the core and the back. Tucking the toes. Turn the palms so the fingers point towards the feet. Sitting back as much as you like here. Put the curve in the back, a bit like in cow pose. Now, sitting a little bit on my heels, stretching the soles of the feet and stretching the undersides of the forearms. Inhale, coming up straight. Exhale, arms to cactus arms. Inhale, reaching up. Exhaling, cactus arms. Just check out your shoulder joints. Try and keep the chest nice and wide. Inhale, reach. Exhale, moving again into cactus arms. Think of an opening through the front of the chest. Inhale, coming up to kneeling. Exhale, cactus arms, twist to your left. Try and keep your hips facing forwards. It is hard to do that. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist to your right side. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, hands to hips. And then gently step the right foot forward for low lunge. A bit of a balance to do that transition. Inhale, arms reach. And sinking only as deep as your muscles and joints will allow. Don't force anything. And if things don't like it, come up a little bit higher in your low lunge. Exhale, we'll do a prayer twist to the right side. You're trying to imagine you're taking your left elbow to the right thigh. Tuck your left toes and come on up with a straight leg for a revolved high lunge. If that didn't work, stay in low lunge. It really doesn't matter. You've got to just do what your body will allow you to do. Lowering the knee gently. Inhale, come up through center, arms reach. Exhale, hands back to the hips, and then slowly come back to kneeling. Take your time with that one. And switching over, left foot steps forward for low lunge on this side. Inhale, arms reach. Think a long spine. Only sinking into the hips as low as is comfortable too. On your next exhale, take your hands to prayer position and we'll twist, prayer twist to the left side. Tuck your right toes. And if you're comfortable to, push into the right foot, lifting the knee for a high lunge, revolved high lunge. You'll notice that your front foot and your front thigh position probably won't have changed too much in that one. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, hands to hips and slowly take that left knee back towards kneeling. Hands to the mat, walk them forwards for your downward dog. Tuck your toes, lifting the hips up nice and high. And here, this being your first downward dog of the day, take your time to bicycle the legs, shifting through the weight. Each leg, noticing what's tight, what's not tight, what's comfortable here. Might help to think of a very long spine in your downward dog, high hips, with the head hanging nice and low. Inhale through to plank pose. If you want to put your knees down, then do, and work on that line from the knees to the shoulders. Otherwise, lift your knees, holding plank pose. Engage your core. On your next exhale, you're going to drag the hips back up for downward dog. Nice and strong through the core. And then inhale, coming up to the toes. Exhaling, lowering the knees as if they're going to touch the mat, but they won't touch the mat. We're going to keep them hovering. And then take them back up straight, downward dog. Rest here, and then inhale, move back into plank pose. This is asking quite a lot of the core. Exhale, move back to downward dog. Come up onto the toes on your inhale. Exhale, slowly lowering the knees as if they're going to go towards the mat. Hovering, take them back up, back into your downward dog. You're free to drop down to a child's pose when you like. Inhale, come through for plank. This is the last one. Exhale, lower your knees. Inhale here. Next, exhale, lower all the way to your tummy. Untuck your toes here, point them away. Inhale, peel the chest up, the shoulders up, low cobra. You have the option to lift the heel of the hand here so the fingertips are pressing in. Think long spine, strong mid-back. Just get the back doing a little bit of work here. And releasing, tuck the toes, push into your hands and drag yourself back up to downward dog. Let the head hang nice and heavy. Think long neck. Stay in your downward dogs. I'm just taking my shirt off because obviously after that core bit I got a little bit warm. It usually does make you a little bit warm. In your downward dogs, keep the hips nice and high. Imagine you're tilting the sit bones towards the sky. If the backs of the legs are really tight and if the heels don't reach the mat, that's okay. Doesn't matter. And then we're going to walk our hands towards our feet. Stay dangling here. Drop the head. Imagine the gaze is looking through the knees. You can even bend your knees here and come and rest the torso on the thighs. Waggle the head. I'm nodding and shaking my head. Yes and no. Just moving the neck a little bit. Next inhale. Slowly come up to rise. Nice. Gentle for the spine. Finding your Tadasana here, ground down through your feet, pushing in the whole foot. Taking a step with the right foot forwards, push into the right foot and bend the left knee, taking it behind you for a bit of a standing flamingo pose. The right hand will reach up to the sky to counterbalance. If the left hand cannot grasp the left foot, that's okay. No big deal. Release the left foot to step behind you. Slowly come back to both feet together at the back of the mat. Then stepping left foot forwards, come to balance on it. Raise the right foot behind you, grasping it with the right hand if you can. Left hand reaches up to counterbalance. Imagine you're still lifting tall through that left hand, stretching upwards. And then gently releasing the right foot, taking that step backwards. Coming onto the tippy toes, you're going to inhale, stretch up towards the sky here. Now find a drishti, a point to look at. Slowly, if you like, keep those heels lifted, coming down to squat, knees face in the same direction as the toes, forwards if you can. Doesn't matter how low you get here. If you're up higher, it's fine. Raise the arms so they're sort of in line with the ears if you can. Strengthen through the back and then inhale, try and come to standing without dropping the heels. I didn't manage it. Inhale, reach up nice and tall when you're at the top. Exhale, hands to heart, release the heels to the mat. Taking a couple of steps to the front of the mat. We'll begin at the front. Inhale, arms sweep. Exhale, hinge at the hips to come forwards and then take the arms behind you. Palms face one another, a bit like locust arms. Strong back, gaze at the mat. Imagine long spine here. And then exhale, fold deeper. Inhale halfway with a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into downward dog. Inhale for plank pose, knees can be down. Exhale, lower knees, lower shoulders, Ashtangasana. And then inhale, low cobra. Oh, my dog's making a lot of noises. Exhale, coming back into downward dog. Inhale, right leg sweeps, get it nice and high. Exhale, draw the knee to the chin, making a bit of a cat back here. Inhale, stretch it up, again nice and high. And then exhale, stepping it forwards, dropping the left knee. Inhale, arms reach, think long spine. Exhale, drag the hips back, put the hands down to the mat, and then both hips are on the floor. Bring the left knee up. Inhale, arms reach. Send your left arm in front of the left inner thigh. And maybe you'll send it behind you for a bind, and the right hand will go and find that left hand for this sage twist. Otherwise, that left hand can grasp onto the shin or ankle of the left leg. Keep opening up through the right rotator cuff, the right inner shoulder if you like. Imagine broad collarbones. This is a twist opening to the side. Inhale, bring the face through center. Take that left foot back so it's folded under you, and then come forwards to a bit of a low lunge position before stepping back to downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, draw the knee to chin. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, step it forwards, drop the right knee. Inhale, low lunge, reaching up. Exhale, take the hands down, drift the hips back between the legs, and bring that right knee forwards. Inhale, and plant the sole of the foot on the mat, Inhale, reach your arms up. Send the right arm forwards, twist to your left, and then taking the arms either for a bind here, or they come down wherever they come down. Left hand can be on the mat behind you. Right hand can be on the shin or ankle of the right leg. And staying within the twist, listening to the body, what kind of breath that you can take here, what works. Inhale, bring the head through center, releasing the right leg, fold it so it's beneath you, and stepping through low lunge and then to downward dog. Inhale through for plank pose. Exhale, lower knees, lower shoulders, Ashtangasana. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Coming onto the toes, slowly lower the knees to the mat, and then bring the hands underneath the shoulders for table pose, long spine in table. Extend the left leg behind you and the right arm in front. Imagine they're pulling apart. Exhale, elbow to knee underneath you. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, elbow to knee beneath you. Move at your own speed, no need to move quick. Take 3 in total, and then holding in a stretch, drop the right hand to the mat, bend the left knee, and imagine you're lifting from the hip and you're pointing your toe up to the sky. It's almost a bit of a back bend here. Just holding through that strong pose, and then lower the knee, reset in table, and extend the right leg behind you. Left arm extends in front. Exhale, draw elbow to knee. Inhale to stretch. Exhale, elbow to knee. Take your time with them. Do as many or 3. You could do 1, you could do 3. Drop the left hand down, extend the right leg behind you, then bend the right knee and point the toes up to the sky. And imagine you're lifting from the hip. Lift, lift, lift. Get that foot as high as you can get it. And then release the knee. Back to table. And then we'll drop down into a child's pose. You can send the arms in front of you for an extended child's pose, or put them by your sides. Relax the body. See how heavy the body feels in this position. And coming up through table, just taking the bum to the heels if that's comfortable. If not, use a block. Inhale, arm sweep. Exhale, right arm down, left arm up and over for a side bend. You don't have to put too much reaching power into this side bend. We're slowing down, so just find a way to stretch through your ribs gently, opening up the side of the body. My dog's chewing his nails if you can hear anything there. He's chosen now to do that. Inhale, bring the arms up through center. Exhale, taking them to the mat. And then coming through so you can sit, extending. Sitting. And we're going to take Baddha Konasana, so butterfly pose. Take the soles of feet together and hold on to them. Sit up tall. Imagine you're pushing your sit bones into the mat. Reach up through the crown of the head. If you're comfortable to, close your eyes in butterfly pose. And if you want to, you could roll a little bit forwards, pushing maybe even the forearms into the inner calf or inner thigh area. If you want to extend through this stretch here, sometimes a little bit of pressure there's nice. And then come up through center, and we'll extend the legs and lie down on our backs. And letting the back connect with the mat, the body heavily grounding down. This is your Savasana. Just take this time to fully relax. And gently bringing your awareness back into your body. Perhaps taking a deeper breath in. Perhaps moving fingers and toes. Gently bending the knees and turning to your right hand side. And gently coming up to sit. And coming up to sit, placing the hands together in prayer position, taking them to our forehead for clear and loving thoughts and our heart center to share this with all beings everywhere. I hope you've had a good practice today. Hopefully see you soon. Bye.